Sorry guys, the camera cut off because I have been talking for too long. Hey guys, it's me Melanie and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the long-awaited Syracuse Q&A. Well, I don't know if it was long-awaited, but a lot of people have asked about it. So I am bringing it to you guys today. I just want to say that because of how many questions that I got, that I have received over the past couple of months, I am going to break this into parts. So today is going to be part 1 of the Syracuse Q&A. So that way also, if you have questions that I didn't answer in this video, you can leave them in the comment section of this video or on the comment section of my actual Syracuse Q&A announcement video, and I will get to them in the next part of this Q&A. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So the first questions that I'm going to be answering are questions that I have received through my email, and if you guys would prefer to send me your questions via email, I will have it in the description box, and you guys can send me your questions there if you don't want to put them in the comment section. So the first question comes from Marilyn, and she asks, how big were your classes at Syracuse? Did you like all your professors? She said I could answer this one in mail, but I think this one might be beneficial to everyone. What can you tell me about their business marketing program, if I know? Was the campus food good enough? And were there lots of activities on campus? P.S. I love your videos. You have such a unique personality. Thank you so much, Marilyn. Seriously, thank you for watching and thank you for your questions. So, the first question, how big were my classes at Syracuse? So, Syracuse is a pretty large university. I believe there are 15,000 undergraduate students. Do not quote me on that. So, yeah, that's that. So, because there are so many students, you are going to have classes with a large amount of students. I had a good mix of class number sizes, if that makes sense. Like, I had half of my classes were big lecture classes with like 400 students. I think the max number of students I had in one of my classes was around 400, yeah. So don't be intimidated by that number. I actually prefer my larger classes over my smaller ones. Well, it depends on the subject, but and the other half of my classes were like big-ish classes, but I guess like the size that you would have in high school, like about 30 students. And then I had one class that had like 100 people in it. So you have a nice range of different class sizes. But for the general classes, like your bio 101s, history, math, things like that, you are going to have big classes. So that's that. So that's the first question. Her second question, do you like all of your professors? Okay, so I actually loved all of my professors at Syracuse. Seriously, they have really good faculty members, and their professors, they're just wonderful people. A lot of the professors, they have done research like outside of the classroom, and then they bring what they learned into the classroom and you learn from that as well. So they have personal experience to like give you firsthand knowledge, accounts of what's going on, what you're learning about. They all were like really nice people also. So if you ever had questions or trouble with something, it wasn't hard. Like, approaching them wasn't hard because of how nice they were. So that's something to look forward to if you go to Syracuse. Now, I cannot say that for every single professor at Syracuse because I was only there for a year, but during my year there, all of the professors that I had were lovely people, and they really knew their stuff, and they're just really great people. Okay, so for her third question, she asked about the business and marketing program. I am definitely going to go more into this because I want to make a video just about the university, like facts and figures, not just my personal opinion and advice. But Syracuse has a business and marketing program, like you can major in that field. And From what I know, they do have a really good business and marketing program. Okay, so it depends on which school you're talking about, because there's Whitman School of Business and Management, I think. That's not the name of it. So, yeah, I don't know too much about the program, so I'm just, I'm not gonna say too much about it. But if you're talking about the Whitman School of Management, they have a really good program. So if that's what you are looking into, then Syracuse would be a good school for that. The fourth question she asked, was the campus food good enough? Okay, here is my take on it, and this is just my personal opinion. But when I first got to Syracuse, like, they have dining halls, like they have a ton of dining halls. And when I first ate their food, I was like, oh my gosh, this food is so good. There's so much to choose from. And that was me during like the first 2 weeks of school. And then after that, it kind of got boring because they did the same meals. Like, I mean, like, yeah, they can't have like different meals like every single day. So some of the food was repetitive, and after a while it did get old. But if I were to give their food a grade, I would give their food like a B minus, C plus. It's like average food, nothing to like write home about, but it's not like disgusting. So you should be able to find something that you want. Also, outside of the dining halls, they do have, I am losing my Syracuse lingo. I cannot remember what the street name is, but there is a street. I'm probably going to be so mad at myself when I remember what the name is, and I will have it on the screen what the street name is. But it has restaurants and stuff there, and there's a Starbucks on campus, so if you're into that, they have that. So, I guess overall, I would not give their food a B minus. I would give their food a solid B, because the dining hall food is okay, but there are also restaurants and other food shops around for you to choose from. And the last question she asked, were there a lot of activities to do on campus? I'm going to say yes. I just personally didn't find all the activities, and that's probably because I was in my room a lot because of insecurity. It was just a whole other thing. If you guys want to know more about that, I probably have talked about it in a college diaries video. But I would say there are a lot of things to do on campus because they do have a lot of clubs. My thing was, I didn't see a whole lot of advertisements for clubs. I don't know, maybe I just missed it, but I just didn't know a whole lot about the different clubs. And every time there was an activity fair, I would be in class because, yeah. But they do have that to do. They also have the they have the Mary and Shaw. I'll have it on screen what it's called. But they have a volunteer office where you can find opportunities to volunteer around Syracuse, the actual city, and get involved in the community. They also have Greek life. Greek life is a huge part of campus. If I remember correctly, it's like half of the students are a part of Greek life. I have to look that number up again, but it's a pretty big number. So if you're into Greek life, then they definitely have something for you to do there. And yeah, so if you're into Greek life, they have that for you. Actually, I kind of want to get into Greek life, but I probably won't be able to do it until next year, but that's a whole other thing. So if you're into that, they have that. So I guess I would say that they have a good number of activities to do around campus. But yeah, so, but also I would say for not just take what I say, but also to do your own research, because I'm sure there are things that I missed when it comes to activities and stuff, because like I said, I didn't know about a whole lot of clubs. I know they had a lot of clubs, but I don't know. So yeah, I hope that answered your questions. Thank you again for asking them. So the next question comes from Morgan, and she asks, Hey Melanie, my name is Morgan and I'm really considering attending Syracuse next fall. I was wondering what the environment is like for minority students at Syracuse. Thanks. Thank you for your question, Morgan. And life for minority students. Now, I hope I answer your question correctly. If I do not, please let me know and I will, try to answer it correctly. But the environment for minority students, it's good. The amount of minority students on campus, it's not a whole lot of minority students, but it's enough to where, like, I witnessed a lot of the minority students, like, it's kind of like a family. Like, they all, like, find each other and they bond. And they also have a multicultural student affairs office. Office of Multicultural Affairs. So there are ways, there's an office specifically for minority students so that they help you to better get acclimated to the university and find opportunities and ways for you to get involved. So I'm going to say that the environment for minority students is good. Also, everyone is accepting of each other. Well, my friends, the friends that I made, we were all accepting of each other, and I had friends from different backgrounds and we all got along really well. So I'm sure that for other minority students, I'm hoping that they had similar experiences, but I wasn't friends with like just one minority group, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm not answering this question correctly, so I might email you back and ask you like specifically what you mean by that, because I feel like I can go many different ways. But I would say that the minority students on campus had, I'm gonna stop with this question because I'm gonna have to email you personally about this. But my just general answer for this question is the environment is good. Sorry, this question is kind of hard for me to answer because like I just don't know how to answer it, so I'm really sorry about that. But I am going to come back to this question in like part 2 of this Q&A, and hopefully I'll be able to answer it better then. But thank you for your question. So now I am going to move on to the questions from YouTube. The first question comes from Frederick Smith, and it's not really a question, it's more, he explained to me his situation and basically asking if there is a chance for him to get in. Now, Frederick, thank you for asking me this question because I'm sure there are other students out there who are like you. You're not alone in this. And basically, Frederick's situation is he went through a lot of things in his home and personal life, and that affected his school life, and his grades kind of suffered because of that. But he is also involved in a lot of after-school activities. So basically, this answer that I'm about to give, or not really answer but advice, motivation, is geared towards students who may be going through some things or went through some things in their home life and in their home or personal life, and it kind of affected your grades, but you still want to go to Syracuse and you're involved. My advice to you is to not give up. I know it may seem like, wow, I don't have like the best grades, and I don't want that to affect Syracuse because I'm trying really hard to do better for myself. And I think it would be a good idea to explain that in your essay. Maybe not give like so much detail, but to let them know like, where you're coming from and explain that. And don't forget, you still have the rest of senior year if you're a senior. And if you're in high school, like if you're a sophomore or a junior, or even if you are a first semester senior, I feel like there is still hope for you because you can always redeem yourself, come back, and just remember it's not all about grades. Yes, grades and SAT scores are very important when it comes to the admissions process, but it is not the only thing that colleges look at, especially at Syracuse. I know that for sure because before I applied to Syracuse, I was not sure if I was going to get in. Not that I had bad grades, but I didn't have like a 4.0 or a super high score on my SAT, but I was very involved outside of school, and you know, I went through some things too, but I tried to use that and turn it to my advantage by showing that I can overcome this, and you know, this is why I deserve to be here. So please guys, keep that in mind, that you can do this. And if you guys ever need someone to talk to, or maybe you need help with your essays for Syracuse, you can always contact me through email if you don't want to do it publicly, and I will definitely help you guys out because I love doing that and I want to help you guys get into your dream school. So Frederick, I hope that helped you out, and thank you again for just, you know, telling us your situation, because I know that's going to help other students. The next couple of questions come from, I think it's Katie. Hi Katie. Katie, you are a wonderful person. Thank you so much. Like, I see you when you comment on my videos. Thank you so much for your support. And the questions that she asks are, what temperature was the coldest you've witnessed in their winters? How are the clubs and school extracurriculars? How far is the Amtrak station from Syracuse campus, and how to get there? Okay, so what is the coldest temperature I witnessed at Syracuse? Oh man, Syracuse, if you guys didn't know, is one of, if not the #1 snowiest campus in America. The coldest temperature I witnessed, I don't know exactly what was the coldest temperature, like number wise, but I do know while I was at Syracuse, this past February was the coldest February in Syracuse's history. So if that, you know, tells you anything, it gets pretty cold, like cold, like below zero cold. I'm telling you guys, when it started hitting 32 degrees, everyone was so excited that we had reached the freezing temperature because, oh my gosh, just be prepared. Bring your winter coats, bring your winter boots, because you're in for a ride. The second question, I kind of answered that in a previous question that I just answered. So that's how the clubs and extracurriculars are. But if you guys want me to go more into detail, I can definitely look up the clubs and organizations and give you more information about that also. The next question she asks is about the Amtrak station. The Amtrak station is actually only like 10 minutes away from campus, and you can get to the Amtrak station via bus or taxi. I rarely use the bus to get to the Amtrak station just because I didn't feel like lugging all of my luggage onto the bus. But the bus does come to campus and it'll take you from campus straight to the Amtrak station. I usually use a taxi, which is, you know, pricier, but that's just how I prefer to get to the Amtrak station. Oh, and the shuttle is not free, unfortunately. The bus on campus, it costs $2. If it's not Friday night or Saturday night, and I think Sunday as well. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I know on the weekend there you don't have to pay for the bus, but otherwise the bus is $2 to get to the Amtrak station. So thank you for your questions, Katie, and I see your suggestions. I definitely plan on doing that as well. And the final question for this video. So I'm sorry guys that this video is so long, and that's why I have to stop the video here, because all of the other questions that were from like my dorm room tour, I'm going to have to answer in another video because this is getting pretty long. But the last question comes from John Films, and he asks, would you say a 30 ACT is good enough for Syracuse? And he asks specifically for the Newhouse Whitman dual program. Do you know anything about Newhouse Whitman? What is the social scene like in Syracuse, especially during winter? Alright, so I just want to say that John Films has a YouTube channel, and he has really good content. He's very creative, and you guys should go check him out. But to answer his first question, John, I'm going to assume your name is John. John, I just want to say the 30 ACT is very, very good for Syracuse. If I remember correctly, the ACT is scored out of 36, so a 30 is pretty darn good. And especially for Whitman, because Newhouse and Whitman, if you guys didn't know, are very competitive to get into. So a 30 ACT is very good to get into Newhouse and Whitman, but also remember it's not just about grades. But I think that the fact that you have a YouTube channel gives you a nice competitive edge, especially for Newhouse, because it shows that you already have passion for the major or program that you're trying to get into. So yeah. The second question, do I know anything about Newhouse and Whitman? I don't know a whole lot about Newhouse and Whitman. One of my friends is actually in the Newhouse program, and yeah, so I just know that it's very hard and competitive. But Newhouse is one of the best communication schools in the country. So if you're looking to go into communications or advertising or anything in that field, Syracuse is definitely the place you want to go to. Now, like I said previously in this video, I am going to try to do like a snapshot of Syracuse, like a video of all of the like basic information about each school and things like that. So look forward to that if you want to know even more about Newhouse and Whitman, because I do need to do a little more research on that. And the last question was the social scene like. I feel like I kind of answered this previously, but I'm going to try to elaborate a little bit more and try to do this quickly so that this video can be done. Social scene is very poppin'. Did I just say poppin'? I said poppin'. There are lots of parties. In the wintertime, the partying does not stop. So if you like to party and going out and stuff, Syracuse has that for you. Like I said, also, if you're not into partying, they do have other things for you to do. But yeah. So that is going to be it for today's video. Once again, I'm sorry this video is so long, but I didn't want to leave someone's question out because I'm not sure when I'm going to film part 2 to this video, so I wanted to answer as much as I could. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some insight and information that you wanted to know. Once again, if I did not answer your question the way that you wanted me to answer it, or like I've answered it completely differently than what you meant, then please let me know and I will try to answer your question correctly. That's going to be it for today's video. If you guys found this any way informative, or you just liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed already, click that subscribe button to be notified when I upload new videos. And yeah, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later. Bye!